Welcome to Smart Okasan TV, your #1 top channel for the latest updates on Biafra news, things going on in Biafra land, and the hottest trends in entertainment. As you are about to watch this video, try to like, subscribe, comment and share for orders to see.
Mr. Nnamdi Kanu, a British citizen, was abducted by Nigerian security forces in Nairobi, Kenya. Since his detention, he has been subjected to torture and many other unpleasantries. A United Nations Rights Council report released a damning assessment of Nigeria's government's treatment and called for his immediate release. My right honourable friend from Camberwell and Peckham has worked tirelessly on behalf of Mr. Kanu and is urging the Foreign Secretary to do more to secure his release. Nigeria is a Commonwealth nation that receives tens of millions in UK aid. It is one of the biggest benefactors of aid. Part of this aid support must be a commitment to human rights and upholding the right to fair trials. Mr. Kanu must be given access to a fair and due process. A British citizen travelling on the British passport should not be kidnapped in a third country and dragged to a Nigerian prison. The government needs...
All right, lovers of freedom, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Petition upon petition upon petition. So the Nigerian government need to realize this. They are not winning this. They are not winning this. No matter the kind of strategy they are coming with, the world is observing. So many world organizations have written to Nigerian government to be aware of what they are doing, because if they mistakenly jail Nnamdi Kanu, they will be in a great problem. They will sink more. They will sink more. Regarding Simon Ekpa in Finland, if they keep pushing for Finnish authorities to jail Simon Ekpa, they will still fail, because the result of the trial have been announced. Now, stay tuned. If you are just joining us now, do well to subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can check back our previous videos. Everything we have broadcasted has been optimated and has been real. And the whole world have realized that all we have been saying about the Biafra movement, it's real. Never you mind the so-called Nigerian media. Look at what they said yesterday, that the federal government have finally tagged Simon Ekpa and 6 others terrorists and their account frozen. Which account? Who told you Simon Ekpa has an account in the zoo country called Nigeria? Which account are you talking about? Which assets are you talking about? Which frozen assets are you talking about? Or you are going about freezing accounts of innocent people that you are tagging Biafrans? No matter the kind of strategy you are coming with, if you like, name Simon Ekpa terrorists upon terrorists upon terrorists, the Finnish authorities have vowed to protect him. So no matter what you are doing, you don't even have a tangible evidence. The Nigerian government don't even have tangible evidence. That is why this case has been delayed. Remember, Simon Ekpa was taken into detention since December last year. Since December last year or November last year. It's getting to how many months now? We have not heard anything. The Nigerian government are there spreading fake information. But the Finnish authorities have vowed to protect him, and they will keep protecting him. Now, let's share you this important video so that you can be updated on what is happening in Finland. As you watch, do well to subscribe, turn on notification button, share your opinions in the comment section, and react to these videos, because the Nigerian government have failed. Our freedom is close. Our freedom is near. Now stay tuned.
Very, constructive manner, then indeed we have taken this up and discussed this with the Nigerian authorities in full collaboration. And in my opinion, this is within our judicial system, and in Finland, who operates very strictly by the rule of law, such as we see that Nigeria is doing as well. It is not a political question, but it is a question to the judicial system. And both our judicial systems do collaborate on this matter, and we hope that we will be able to close it soon. When it comes to education, indeed, I guess all of us in the Nordics pride ourselves of focusing very much on human capital and education, since in order to thrive and prosper.
All right, let's go straight up to this one, because you need to understand that the issue of the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa and Joko is not actually a political issue. I just have to remind you that Simon Ekpa's issue is not a political issue. If Simon Ekpa's issue is a political issue, I think the Finnish government would have actually extradited the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa and Joko. That is why, if you listened to that video very well, you know, the starting point of that video, the British government representative, you know, made it very clear that Mazi Simon Ekpa's case is something that will, you know, the court will decide. The court is going to decide the fate of Simon Ekpa and Joko. And as we know, you know, his case is coming up in May. And let me tell you, the court of Finland is not the same as the court of Nigeria that do not understand the rule of law. Initially,
as broadcast yesterday, he said that the Finnish Foreign Affairs and other delegation from the Nordic, you know, countries, the Scandinavian countries, that the reason why they came to the zoo is not because of the Prime Minister, which is the truth, but because of the idiocy of the zoo media, that the woman granted press, you know, briefing. They left every other thing they're supposed to talk about, both the insecurity, the hunger, the bad governance, and everything that the citizens are crying for. They were busy asking her questions about Mazi Simon Ekpa. That is their problem. Now, let me not read from the Punch. We are going straight to Daily Post. We are going to read in details from the Daily Post, and then I will show you something that I want to show you before playing the video for you. According to the headline from Daily Post Nigeria, they says Simon Ekpa's case will be concluded soon. Finland assures Nigerian government. Now let's read. The Finnish government has assured Nigeria that the legal proceedings involving Simon Ekpa will be concluded soon. Of course, it will be concluded soon. In fact, to be honest with you, it has already been concluded. Yes, because Finland can never pay attention to the demands or pressure from the Zoological Republic. A terrorist country, a country like Finland can never pay attention to a terrorist country like the zoo. Now they continued. This was disclosed by Finland's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Elina Veltonen, after a meeting between Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Yusuf Tugar, and the Foreign Minister of Sweden, Finland, Ireland, and as well as representatives from Norway and Denmark. Addressing journalists after the meeting, which held in Abuja, Veltonen said Ekpa's case was being handled through Finland's judicial system, which operates strictly by the rule of law. Which operates strictly by the rule of law. Now pay attention. She's about to say something very, very important. Ekpa, who resides in Finland, had been linked to the violence in the southeast. The self-acclaimed Prime Minister of Biafra is believed to be behind those referred to unknown gunmen. There is nothing like unknown gunmen. We have Biafra Liberation Army, Biafra Resistance Fighters, and of course, the Biafra Navy. We have gone beyond the era of unknown gunmen. We are now in a government. Following his link to insecurity in Nigeria, the zoo journalists, that's why we call them zoo gutter media. Zoo gutter media. Following his insecurity, his link to insecurity in Nigeria. Which Nigeria? Somebody tells you that he is no longer involved with war, with your shenanigans, with whatever you are doing, with your name, your entity. Allow him to breathe. Allow him to be alone. Leave him alone. You are still referring Biafra land as part of Nigeria, you are not just a mad person, but you are a dumb. Now, they said some Nigerians had called on the federal government to repatriate Ekpa back to the country to face prosecution for his actions. Which country? To Biafra land? However, Jugar, after the discussion with the 5 Nordic delegates, confirmed that the Ekpa issue was a central topic in his discussions with Vetonen. And he continued, it was a priority. There is no way Nigeria would engage with Finland without raising the issue of Simon Ekpa vociferously, Jugar said. Speaking, Vetonen reaffirmed Finland's commitment to working with Nigeria on the matter. If you are referring to a specific person operating in Finland in a less than constructive manner, we have discussed this with the Nigerian authorities. Pay attention to this. Both our judicial systems are collaborating on this matter, and we hope it will soon be resolved. Both governments have stressed that the case is not a political issue, but rather a judicial one. Did you get that? Now, let me finish it and then I'll come back here. They are affirming their commitment to upholding the law as the proceedings unfold, Vetonen stated. Listen, she said here, because a lot of people did not pay attention to this. They said here, both governments have stressed that the case is not a political issue, but rather a judicial one. Of which she has already told you that their law is very, very strict. Now, if it's for the zoo government, they want it to be a political matter, which is exactly what they learned from Britain. They would have preferred it to be a political matter, because when it is a political matter, you begin to talk about relationship, bilateral relations and agreements. You begin to talk about these things. You begin to talk about give me, I give you. What am I going to gain? If I give you this person, what will I gain in return? If I do this, what will you do for me? That is politics and political. Are you paying attention? So the woman has let them know without mincing word that this matter is not political. It is going to be a judicial matter based on law of their land. Look at it. Both our judicial systems are collaborating on this matter, and we hope it will soon be resolved. Both governments, because the zoo wanted it to be, political thing, but Finland has let them know that it is a judicial thing. Both governments have stressed that the case is not a political issue, but rather a judicial one. Now, when you go up here, she said, addressing journalists after the meeting, which held in Abuja, Vetonen said Ekpa's case was being handled through Finland's judicial system, which operates strictly by the rule of law. I don't want to go into the details of telling you what the Prime Minister said yesterday, how Finland fought their own wars, to obtain independence and all that, by force, not by beg. And this is their history. And they know how it's been done. They know how independence is being, obtained. So I don't have to go into that details because, first of all, I don't know much about their history. And again, the Prime Minister hustled everything yesterday for the whole world to hear. So that is it. Now, because I don't want to talk too much concerning this very matter, I have let you know. Anybody thinking that the Finland people or Finnish government will be, handing Mazi Simon Ekpa to the zoo, you have to go and rethink. They have made it very, very categorically clear that the Prime Minister's matter is not a political issue. It has absolutely nothing to do with politics. If they had allowed it to be a political matter, just as Britain took the case of Nnamdi Kanu on their head, and it was very heavy for them. They made it political, and they have to, use Kenya to commit the crime, because they knew if he was in their land, if he was in UK, it can never be a political matter. It would have been a judicial matter. Then they waited and used some individuals close to him to lure him to Kenya. And then they used political matters, settled the Kenya government and all that, and then they kidnapped him and renditioned him to the zoo. Because of what? They made it a political matter between the zoo, Britain, and Kenya. But Finland is telling you the truth, that it is not a political matter, rather it is a law, a judicial matter. And we are going to follow it by law, based on law. And this same law that says you have the right for self-determination, you have the right to free yourself from the bondage of colonization. Ose Chigona, it is over. Now I want you to watch the video. Tosalo Nomozia. Get that name right. Kilmakoski. Yeah, Kilmakoski prison in Finland. Now, the topic of today says worldwide protest for the release of PM Simon Ekpa in all Finnish embassies. Oya walking on. Everybody, once the time I'll be receiving your calls and your contributions, I'm going to note it down. Once the majority carries the vote, we are not going to look anybody face, so that's how I do my own. We are not going to look anybody's face. If you are waiting for anybody to give you order from somewhere, then you are going to wait until you hear another news about our Prime Minister, God forbid. So we are not here to look for anybody's face. Oh, you are not in the position to call for protest. Anybody who writes something like that, zoo agent. Anybody who writes anything like that is a zoo agent. They don't want Simon Ekpa to be out. They don't want him to be out. They want to silence him. This is the same thing DOS did during the time of Nnamdi Kanu. They after few months, then they came with their, with their, what do you call it? Their deceitful character. They came with their deceitful character and announced, every Monday sit at home, in order to deceive Biafrans, to show Biafrans that they are doing something. And they didn't know that it was going to be a massive success. Then after that very sit at home, that very first one, on the 9th of August 2021, while Nnamdi Kanu was renditioned in April. April finish, nothing from DOS. May, nothing from them. June, nothing from them. Until July 21st, China Sanwo-Olu came on Radio Biafra. Oh, if you fail to release our leader, we are going to shut down everywhere in Biafra land every Monday until you release him. This my platform now, China Sanwo-Olu aka. After Mbuni Nentili, since from the beginning, nobody should call me right now until line is open, please. From beginning, see, we must do something. Before you know it, China Sanwo-Olu and Goda, our men on ground, everybody submit their arms, go back home, you will be called back when duty resumes. I say, for what? This is the time we needed the arms most. This is the time. Asegeni, why can't you stop this social media attack against an innocent man against Mazi Simon Ekpa and focus. Our leader is being held in the DSS dungeon without anybody seeing him. And you are here coming on radio Biafra, coming on Facebook, coming on YouTube, attacking only one man. You abandon our leader. As in, I don't understand. You abandon our leader in the hands of the enemies. And you are coming online to attack somebody. I say, no, something is wrong somewhere. I said something is wrong somewhere. I was shouting on top of my voice every blessed evening. I was shouting. I say, no, until they make that announcement on the 21st of July, after several months of our leader being in the custody, even Obiajuba gave everybody already. They carry Ike from the moment that announcement was made by Malami concerning our leader's rendition. They carry Zobu immediately. Obiajuba gave everybody because of the delay of the DOS. They waited till eternity. April, May, June, July, 4 months later. 4 good months later, this idiot came on Radio Biafra to announce it at home. That very first day, 9th of August, he shocked them. The way our people complied was so massive that China Sahangoru and Indo Tufano na DOS couldn't believe it. Call call everywhere, call. Politicians calling. Now, you getting there, man, why would you do such a thing? Why would they say we did it because we wanted to show Biafra that we want to do something for our leader? They told them go and cancel it. Fapotozie, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu order. Say I cancel it at home. Say I met they canceled that. They already made a vote. They made a vote online on China Sanworu's page, asking Biafrans, do you want the sit at home to continue or do you want us to cancel it?
Thanks for tuning in to Smart Okason TV show. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share to keep the intellect flowing.